Hello, everyone, and welcome to Jess and the Guest. My guest today is the incredibly talented and hilarious Brooks Wheelan. You know him from being a performer on Saturday Night Live, his great podcast called Entry Level. We talk everything from his half-hour special on Comedy Central, selling TV shows in a global pandemic, studying biomedical engineering, starting comedy at 19. I mean, everything. He is so funny. I can go on and on about him forever. He's the best. I hope you like this episode. Wait, I can't get over your last trip. I've looked at all of those images, like unreal. How was that?
It's the best. I love camping. It's great. Yeah, and it's like super fun. I'm just freaking tired I'm tired as it.
Yeah. Are you a photographer too? Like the images looked insane.
No. I wanted to be growing up, but then I settled for comedy.
As we all have. No. I watched your half-hour special again, and it was incredible.
That's so nice. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I thought the plan would be to do more of those, but Comedy Central kind of shit the bed.
Yeah. Just
in general.
I know. I was gonna say, I'm like, nope. I feel like everything now is changing. Literally.
Yeah, Comedy Central is just like, I don't think they do specials I don't even know. Yeah. I have no idea.
I know. Well, it was great. I can't tell you how much I love the rollerblading joke with the guy How did you come up with that?
I was jogging the day before through Boston.
Yeah.
And there was just I jog a lot, and there was just a no rollerblading sign. And then that night I was stoned I never smoked weed because I'm really bad at it, but I got really high with the Andrew Santino and Hampton Yount in my hotel room, and I was doing a bit I was just doing that bit of a guy putting on rollerblades, and then I did it the next day.
I'm impressed too, because I feel like when I do new material, I would not do it at a special. Like I would be too nervous to.
Yeah, I think what worked about that special was I was over it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to do a half hour. I want to do an hour.
Yeah.
And so I acted like like it didn't matter, which it didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the most fun live. That's the best on tape stand-up I've ever done.
Yeah. No, it was great. You were so confident on stage. Have you always been like that?
No, the first 3 years I did comedy, I couldn't take the mic out of the stand because my hands shook so bad.
Oh, really? I can't even picture you doing that.
Yeah, I would bend down to talk into it. It was really bizarre because I'm taller than most people, so the mic stand would be super low, and I would have to crouch into it. It was so probably looked insane.
So I was a neuroscientist and then went into comedy, and I know you were biomedical engineering. Are they always does that help you, or people always ask me the weirdest questions about that? And
I don't know. Some people think they're not unrelated, but I feel like they're very related. It's like problem solving.
Yeah.
It's any sort of whatever your job was before helps comedy because you have to problem solve.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good answer. I'm going to take that. I feel like I always say the dumb thing.
You have to figure it out, sink or swim with anything.
Yeah. I can't believe you started at 19 too. How was that?
I was just really lucky. I knew I wanted to do stand-up when I was 8.
Oh.
So I told myself I'd start when I was 17. And then it took me till I was 19 to get the courage to go up in Iowa.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm from a really small town in Pennsylvania, and I'm sure Iowa's kind of similar, farm town, middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Close to Philly?
Kind of. Yeah. It's an hour and a half away, maybe.
See, no, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. I'm if I want to see a concert, I grew up 6 hours from where the nearest band would play, which is Chicago.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So I'm I grew up, it was a nightmare.
Yeah. Maybe that's why you're funny, you had to do
I don't know. I think it makes me appreciate cities.
Yeah. I love, because you did a tour too, didn't you do smaller cities tour, in Mobile, Alabama, Mobile?
Yeah, I fucked up. Since I grew up in the Midwest, I always wished people would tour through Turns out I was unique in the fact that I liked alternative comedy.
Yeah.
And so when I went through the deep south doing music venues, I did not sell many tickets. And it was kind of a bitch. I think I like broke even on that tour, which is not the point of touring.
Are you touring now at all, or will be soon,
Nope.
hopefully?
I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the goal. But everything's slowly opening back up, and everybody wants to tour right now, including like, I don't know, like Gabriel Iglesias. So guess what? They're getting first picks.
Yeah.
And I don't blame clubs.
Yeah. Are you still in LA right now too? Oh, awesome. How is it now? I know it's starting to open, but
it's great. You know, so pandemic helped a lot of places realize we should be eating and drinking on patios.
Yeah.
So that's what I do now. Eat and drink on patios.
Yeah. I mean, sounds like a great life to me. No.
Sure. Yeah. Like poor Entourage. I'm a poor version of Entourage.
Are you writing a lot now too and everything?
Yeah. I'm working on a television show for a network that I have to wait to sign the papers on, but it's great.
That's huge though. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
That's why I moved to LA, was to like to write a TV show I was on. And that's what you know, ideally this moves forward.
Yeah.
And it's on television. And but this is a fifth TV show I've sold, and none of them have ever gotten on. So
it's so hard. Like, even I'm just like pitching shows now, and it's so hard to I'm pitching over Zoom, and it's just not a good
we pitched over Zoom, and same show, pitched to like all the networks.
Yeah.
And some of them were like, this is the best, this show is great. And then some pitches I was like, we're dumb for even thinking we should make this show.
Right.
It was wild how different each meeting can be through Zoom.
Right, that makes me feel better, because it's not just me. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Like,
no, it's like really hard to read. There's like, if there's too many people in there, they feel awkward.
Yeah.
And it was like the network that bought it was, you know, there's only like 3 people, but they were the people in charge, and it was great.
That's the best. I always get like the people who are not in charge. I'm like, what am I doing? Why are
I mean, it's not even if they're not in charge. It's like, if there's 8 people, some people, like, you don't want to ask questions if you're worried. You just, like, you know, it's easier to speak up if it's you and 2 people versus you and 9 people. I don't know. Zoom pitches are freaking weird.
It makes me feel better that you're saying it. What am I doing in life in general? What?
I don't freaking know either. I think this pandemic led everybody to realize we don't know what we're doing.
I know. Yeah. I've never felt less value as like a society, like, for being a comic. I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
I know. It's like, this stand-up comedy was my backup.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, if acting and writing ever like dried up, I could always go do stand-up. And then turns out that went away, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't know there was a world where stand-up could stop. And it did. Yeah.
No useful skills at all.
But you're a neuroscientist.
Yeah. Used to be.
Yeah, I know. You can't really go back. It's not really a real gap in the resume.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's cool. You did 10 years of improv? Wow. You already made bad decisions. But it's fine. Do you like working more in stand-up or working more in like writing? Because you're great too on the videos that you do, and or acting.
Well, you make way more money in writing and acting, and I don't have to tour. I love doing stand-up in whatever city I'm living in.
Yeah.
Like, so ideally, I would just, you know, do a show at night in LA and work on a TV show.
Yeah. Like, any weird tour experiences or any like weird fan interactions on tour?
I mean, I've like sometimes like I have a podcast that has like a small list, like a listenership,
Yeah.
but like a loyal one, and I'll go and open for like John Oliver on tour, and he'll do like big theaters, and somebody will shout like a reference to they'll shout like like fuck the cave, which is just like a inside joke within a podcast that I do, but they'll yell that while I'm doing stand-up for like 6,000 people, and I'm like, no one knows what you're talking about. Don't do that, please. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Do not do that.
Yeah.
So just that, really,
Yeah.
just kind of people, just through the podcast, people just feel like they know you a lot more intimately because they
Yeah.
do, and but at shows, maybe only 10% of the people there are even aware of the podcast. So,
Yeah.
like
Your podcast is great though too. People should be aware of it. I was like,
that's
it's
very
great.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You always get, I love it too because I've worked every entry level job, I feel like forever. So it's fascinating.
so I was like, I just kind of wanted I made a podcast where I could just talk about my jobs, and then I force other people, I guess, to listen to me while I interview them.
Yeah. No, it's great. What do you have any like pre-show rituals or anything too that you do?
No, maybe I should.
No, you're doing great. I don't think you need to.
Well, I don't know. Maybe probably, I had nothing.
Yeah. How was the Comedy Central? Because there were commercials in that. Did that distract you at all? Like, it didn't seem like it, but I would.
We got commercials when we shot it.
Oh,
just
really?
improvised when the commercials should be. I just was like
Ah,
where you should. I was also with the half-hour tapings.
yeah.
I was told you don't have control over, you don't own it, and you don't get to give notes on the edit.
Yeah.
So I was just, had heard a few stories of like they kind of chop it up. So I was like, I'm gonna make this not possible to chop up. So I'm gonna tell them what the commercials are. So that's what I did.
Yeah, that's really smart. That's crazy. No, like editing. I just assumed like you would have full control over like your work. Yeah.
Well, you don't see it till the day it comes out on Comedy Central.
Whoa. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then
I would stress me out. Like,
yeah, you're just like, yeah, that was all right.
yeah. No, it was great. I mean, it worked out.
Yeah, it's way better in the room. Way better in the room always.
Yeah. So does your family react to your material too? Like, I love you talking about your brothers.
They don't mind it because I don't really dunk on them, and it's all very true.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, no, that happened.
I love the photo you posted of your brothers at like a WWE event, I think. Like,
oh, they're monsters.
I know. I was like, how it seemed very tough growing up.
They both went to college for wrestling. They're both rough guys. And yeah, they were my older brothers, and it was not the most fun. They weren't like fun older brothers.
Yeah.
They were don't touch my shit older brothers.
Yep. It's kind of how I was raised. So, yeah. But I was the mean one. So yeah.
Let people touch your shit. They're little and they don't know. That stuff's pretty cool.
Yeah.
CDs are fun. Let me listen to your CDs. If you're not even home, it should not affect you.
Do you have a set like schedule with writing? Are you like, okay, this hour I'm gonna write, this hour I'm gonna do this hour? Because
no,
I'm struggling with.
I write a lot on stage. I'll go to premises and just kind of, and then just do that. That's how I write. So I can't write stand up at all. But with scripts, then it is more of a scheduled work day. Like we're gonna meet at 10. We're gonna be done by 6.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna work. Like I have a writing partner, and like during the pandemic, we were working on a different show, and we just wrote in his backyard. So we just like try to treat it like, or we go into like the production company's office, just so we're in an office situation.
Yeah, no, that's smart, because I'm trying to write outside and I'm like too distracted and too like.
Yeah, I mean, our phones are a fucking disaster. We both like leave our phones inside. We have to do that. Yeah, you got to get away from your phone.
Yeah, I love to. So I started comedy in New York, and I love that you make fun of New York because I spent way too much time being miserable in New York.
Oh, I
Like,
was so angry there. Yeah,
yeah,
I was miserable.
yeah, my favorite, like probably my favorite joke you do is I'm gonna butcher it, but when you talk about New York being like the city that never sleeps and it's a nightmare, I'm like, yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
that's a yeah. It's like an odd brag.
I know. Like, how did you stay sane there? Because I feel like
I
I
didn't. I lost
did.
my mind and moved back to LA. I just like I lived in. I really liked I liked my apartment a lot in Alphabet City,
Oh,
and
nice.
I just hung around. I skateboarded a lot, but I drank a lot too, and I was
Yeah.
just drinking too much.
Yeah, no, like I didn't realize that in LA everyone's like sober and happy, and I was like, oh, you don't drink at 10 a.m. for a brunch, an unlimited brunch or something.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
It's like annoying. Like I have a joke about if you move to Los Angeles with the ability to drink like you're from Iowa, they think you should go to rehab.
Great too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, have you met everyone I
Yeah.
know?
I
Yeah, I was like, this is what do you? The joke is that I'm the weak link on my flip cup team. Like I
yeah,
don't even. Yeah, I don't know if I've done that on. I gotta like revisit what I have and haven't done on television. So
yeah. It's a great joke. I was like, please do. And I feel like in LA too, like everyone started doing jujitsu, or maybe those are the people I do. They're like sober and do jujitsu. And I'm like, what is
no,
happening?
you're hanging out with weird people. I don't know one jujitsu guy in LA. I
Great.
haven't
Okay.
any jujitsus.
And
Joe Rogan's pals probably do it, I guess. I don't
I
know.
know. And so I was listening to a lot of podcasts you're on, and I feel like everyone asks you for dating advice. Is that like what I feel like every podcast? Yeah, they're like, you just talk about your dating life too. Do people ask you all the time for advice?
My dating, I don't know. No, I mean, I, I, I have had. I guess I'm pretty open about my
Yeah,
whatever relationship I'm in.
yeah.
Uh,
No, I just
yeah,
felt like you gave really good advice. Like you were just very wise and I don't know,
I
very
don't know.
mature.
I'm dating a lady right now. She's great, and that's nice.
Oh,
But yeah, I've had good and bad relationships, just like everybody.
all right. I just have one last rapid fire questions, and
Okay.
then all right. What is your go-to karaoke song?
I'm really bad at karaoke. I'm really bad at singing. I would say "Do You Think I'm Sexy" by Rod Stewart, and I always dedicate this to my mother.
Great. Yeah.
I got to be wasted before I do it, though.
Yeah. Food you can't live without.
I eat pizza like twice a day.
What is there good pizza in LA? I've never seen.
Frozen pizza.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, that's good. That works. Most useless talent that you have.
Comedy.
Great answer. Um, First concert you ever went to.
But not Chili Peppers.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's
It
a
was
good one.
incredible.
Yeah.
But it took me, it was, yeah, my oldest brother, cool oldest brother moved, took me when I was 15. They played they played in the Quad Cities, which is how I got to go, which is in Davenport, which was only 2.5 hours away. So what I lied earlier, every once in a while we would have Chili
That's
Peppers through Quad Cities.
yeah. 2.5 hours is pretty far though, I'd say too.
I got compared to my Chicago
Not to
life.
6.
I then ended up in college, drove to Minneapolis to see the Chili Peppers, and that was like 8 hour drive.
Oh well. And last question, do you have any like guilty TV pleasure? Like, are you a Real Housewives fan or any like?
I like Naked and Afraid a lot. I think
Ooh,
that's my favorite. Like, I just love it. You just watch
yeah,
people die a little bit, and they're just like, it's like, what?
yeah. I'm always just like, how do people do this? Why?
Well, like, what a nightmare.
I know.
But it also puts things in perspective for me because I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since noon, and then
Yeah.
I got that show. I'm like, I'm not hungry.
Yeah. Well, I can't thank you enough for doing this. Can't wait to not do Zoom ever again. Like,
I know, right?
I'm so over.
Great. I've started for my podcast, I've stopped doing Zoom interviews because this is so much harder to do, as you know, than in person.
I know. Yeah.
So it's nice. People are like, I agree. So we're getting back.
Yeah, it's coming. Well, I can't wait. You're amazing. I can't wait to hopefully see you live soon and see your TV show. And
well, I mean, fucking hopefully 2028.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you do stand-up. It was so nice to talk and thanks for checking out that half hour. It was very nice of you.
Yeah, and oh God, you're inspiring me to run. I'm so bad at it, but I'm trying. But I was like, you're doing like marathons and kill it. Like, how?
I mean, really, yeah, but not. It's there is a joke.
Well, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed because I'm struggling. So
I like running though. It's like if other people, can do whatever it's like the thing I can do.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm like picking a challenging thing. Some people hate running, that would suck. I love running. So it did not suck.
Do you listen to like music the whole time to like pump you up or?
Like it just depends on if I'm trying to like run fast or not, or just get mileage in. If I'm running just for mileage, I'll listen to a podcast. But if I'm trying to like run like fast, I'll listen to music.
God, I'm so impressed.
It helps so much.
I do. Yeah, I like need to do something for my sanity, but I like go crazy if I get bored and then I'm like, what am I doing? But
yeah, I drove the other day. I run at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. It's like 25 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
I drove all the way there. I also drive all the way there. So that way I have to run as far as I tell myself. I'm like, I drove here. I can't.
Yeah.
It'd be ridiculous not to run 9 miles since I drove this far.
Yeah. But
I could run 3 miles around my house.
Yeah.
But I've left my headphones here in Los Feliz where I live. And I was like, do I run without headphones? I was like, nope. And I drove back home. I can't do it. I can't. Is it be just with my thoughts? What am I fucking?
I know. No, that makes me feel better because I'm like, I can't do this. Like,
no way. I need to be distracted at all times.
Yeah.
Can't think about what we've done.
I know. Well, thank you. You were the best. Hopefully you can relax and do something fun the rest of today, or I don't know.
I'm reading a book. I'm trying to get back I'm trying to get off my dang phone. Reading a book about the Wright brothers. It's great.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go sit in the park and read.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
I'm like really excited. I was like, this perfect time for this podcast. Thanks so much for having me. And I was like, breaks up the day perfectly. And now I'm gonna go in the park.
Oh.